So guys, I've not posted a video in a long time. Basically because I spent the summer working on the house. Got this in the mail. Thought I'd show you kind of an update what's going on. So my Toyota, 81 Toyota pickup, it has a problem surging when you're driving kind of on the freeway or anything up there around 45, 50 miles an hour or greater. And it just wants to stall out and die. I've rebuilt the carb that's in there, which is just like this one. It's a Weber. But from everything I read, most of the time when you have a problem with these carbs, it's the linkage. And this one, so I just ordered this one brand new. This one you can see has great response. My other one, no matter how many times I've rebuilt it, I cannot get the response out of this that I want. And also, it's all over the map. It's not consistent. Sometimes it won't even reclose. Other times it will. It's just a mess. And I'm tired of not being able to drive it. So we got this guy here. Another thing it could be, I realize, and I'm going to look into that, is an intake manifold leak. So we're going to have a look at that, install this on the Toyota, and hope that that fixes the problem, because I'm kind of tired of chasing that problem. I got the battery over there. Anytime that Toyota sits for any length, something's draining the battery, and I've not been able to find that. So we'll get that charging. Get the Toyota out in the sun. It's like 17 degrees, so I've got to get the Toyota out in the sun. Another thing, update. I built the top end of this Husky because it ran out of gusto, and put it all back together. It wouldn't start, or if it started, it wouldn't run rather. So I took the carb back off. I'm not even sure what I did. Took it off, put it back on. That's about it. And she runs awesome now. A lot of compression. So I just went through my saws. I got to get a new chain for this Husky. I went through that guy because I abused it when I was digging my trenches in the dirt for my power to the house. So I went through that guy, cleaned it all up, and I did buy a new chain for that. I haven't put it on yet. And then I've started putting this guy back together. We've had snow twice, and I really want to get this thing going. But every step of this has kind of been a pain in the ass. I got this bearing on. I do have to, with an Allen wrench, tighten the retainer, for the bearing retainer on the other side. But what I am working on, I got all these parts clean. Probably should have gotten a new seal, but I really don't want to put any more money out. This is my disc brake, and you can see kind of that circular pattern right here. This thing was heavily rusted, and apparently the brake was sitting right there. So as you can see, I did a gnarly job sanding it. Almost as good as new, guys. There again, probably should buy a new one, but I'm not going to. And here we had some severe rust. Still got some rust. I sanded it down. I feel like the belt will take care of the rest of it. But I'm really struggling with finding all my parts. I did get you can see this old gasket. They just get rock hard. So I got a new gasket I placed in there. Nuts and bolts everywhere. Got to get this cleaned up, prime painted. And I had bought the screws that go in these holes and get tack welded so that I can put my gas tank and seat on. But my boy, he ran off with those. I did get myself 2 new brake shoes, I guess you'd call them. Now I just got to figure out how all that goes back together. So that's what I'm going to work on today, is building this side up, getting the chain back in there and the brakes and all that hooked up. Once I do that, we'll work on getting the motor mounted back in here. And go from there. If I can't find those 3 screws to tack weld in there, I'm gonna have to go buy new ones. So that's kind of, I'll try to update you as I go. That's kind of what today's gonna be. And the reason I'm trying to get this snowmobile out of here, other than I'd like to use it, that's another problem with this. I still have yet to get a spark out of this motor. I did go ahead and buy, let's see if I can show you. I bought all new coils. I bought new stators, I guess they're called. I know there's internal and external. I bought them all. But I'm not convinced they're all bad. So I have an ohm meter, but I don't think it goes low enough to test these. But I just want to get it back together. I was going to fiberglass and do a lot of work on the hood. For now, this hood, broken windshield. For now, this hood is just going to get put on so that I can use it this winter. And then perhaps next summer, I'll re-fiberglass it and paint it. But the reason I'm trying to get this out of here is I've got parts everywhere. And I'm trying to get it all picked up because this guy is, I'm hoping anyways, my winter project. This thing's just got issue after issue. I can get a complete rebuild kit for about 500 bucks. I'm not sure I need the whole rebuild kit. A lot of guys are saying just do yourself a favor and go ahead and get it, because by the time you buy these parts individually, it really adds up. So I know that the kit though, I think it, if I'm not mistaken, it comes with the pistons, rings, and everything. I'm not sure I need to rebuild that part. I know I need gaskets because I know I'm spraying out oil and what have you from every nook and cranny. What started this all is my low gear. I have no power in low gear, and in high gear it works fine, but I can't use it because I just sit there and pop wheelies. So that's my problem, no low gear. That's what started this. I rebuilt my fuel pump, and after I did that, it starts and everything, but now it idles really high, and I can't, like, you try to bring the idle down and it has no effect on it. And the only thing I can think of is I'm sucking air. It's either that or these, I made the mistake and I took apart my injectors, but I don't have the tool in which to check those injectors. I might have to buy it. I'm hoping to find a diesel shop that I can just take the injectors off, take them in, and have them set it, or set them. But I've got hydraulic leaks, so I was not wanting to do this project. Like, I'm not really excited to do this project. I've got other things I was wanting to start on. One being the charger, but I've got to get this done. This is what we use to plow snow with, but not this winter. And this snowmobile, I'll probably just drag out back somewhere and plop it down. That's my 69 / various part snowmobile. It's up to, I don't know, 3-4 snowmobiles at this point. And that's going to be on hold for a while. So I just want to get the Toyota pickup going, get this one snowmobile going, and start in on this tractor. That's kind of where I'm at. This summer got out of hand because we did the siding on the house. We did the wiring. Still haven't got that power hooked up. So that's the update. So guys, pulled out this old carb, stuck in the new one, took it for a test spin, and so far it runs awesome. So I'm hoping it was a linkage problem. I know with this, I rebuilt the thing twice. The only thing I didn't really rebuild is I could have put a new one of these on. This one's seen better days. But the biggest problem I had with this guy is trying to set my butterflies. The linkage, I believe the linkage is all worn out, and I'm not really sure you can rebuild it. Maybe, I don't know, but I couldn't get my butterflies. I just couldn't get them set right. I measured the float, so I know that the float and everything was dialed in correctly. I checked it several times. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I might go through it, and if you can get linkage parts, I don't know. Might use it for parts, might rebuild it, might swap this red line instead of this cheesy looking thing. Who knows? I like this one because it clips on, actually. I hate the fact that these screws, you gotta fish them down through. So, really pleased. Now that I got that on, I went and bought some clips. So I'm gonna actually swap this out, cut it off, so I can clip it on there the correct way. And hit it with the timing light, see where my timing is. Seems to idle a little high, but it did before, so it's nothing to do with the carb. So that's the last update on this for now. And I've got my Polaris part here. This goes between the two handlebars. It's pretty deteriorated, all cracked up. You can see a crack there. All that was cracked right in there. So I gave it 2 coats of fiberglass on the outside after I sanded it, and I gave it 1 coat of fiberglass underneath. So I'm just gonna let this cure up real well, hit it with some sandpaper. So guys, I'm gonna wrap up this video. I'm out of storage, out of battery. I'm at a stopping point on the sled because I cannot figure out how all these parts went. Oil seal, this part, this is probably to the brakes. Where did this go? I have a manual for it, so I'm just gonna do a little research so I can figure out how all this goes back together. So just a little quick update. Not a very good video, I realize, but I haven't posted anything in so long, I just thought I'd post a little bit. Till next time.